Hello everyone and welcome to another Getting Stuff Painted, my bi-weekly, although I think it's much shorter than that this time because I've been doing a lot of painting. You're starting to go a bit stir crazy with the lockdown, so focus that additional energy into painting and you can actually get a lot of stuff done. Case in point, also getting a lot of the smaller stuff done for God tier, which has helped make this giant pile here that we're going to go through. And again, as always, if you want to share with me what you've been painting, always happy to see it on Twitter. I don't always remember to like it or retweet it, but I do see it all. So by all means, show me what you've been painting as well. Put my paint jobs to shame. I don't mind. So, from left to right, let's get started. We've got a bunch of games to cover here. Batman, Marvel Crisis Protocol, God tier, and then the wild card at the end there, which was a spur of the moment thing that I'll talk more about once we get that far. So just one miniature from the Batman miniature game this week, but it's a big one. It is Bane the Bat. From when Bane decided to be Batman. I actually haven't read the story, so I don't know the gist of it, unfortunately, so I can't give you any more details than that, but this is not Bruce Wayne, this is Bane, and his vigilante methods are murder everyone. Surprise, surprise. Standing in the wreckage of Arkham Asylum while he's strangling the Scarecrow. I mentioned this when I did a look at his box, but because Bane's crew and Soldiers of Militia in 3rd edition Batman are one crew called Soldiers of Fortune, you can have this Bane as your leader, and then as your sidekick, you can have Scarecrow, as I get a text message. You can get Scarecrow as your sidekick, so you can have this standing right next to Scarecrow, being like, oh, I don't want to be that guy, and that's Scarecrow. Which is a little weird. I don't know, why didn't they have him strangling like the Riddler, or someone he's not compatible with. It's almost like they didn't put a lot of thought into 3rd edition and rushed it out. Who knows? The miniature, though, I love. I don't know if the contrast paint did a good job on it. It's Ultramarines blue on the cape. Leadbelcher silver for his metallics with Space Wolves grey contrasts over the top, which is kind of a bluish tint. Militarum green, wormwood, snakebite leather, wildwood, not wormwood. And then Basilicanum grey on the base there, and some more Ultramarines blue on Scarface's corpse. Well, corpse, it's a puppet, but you know what I mean. Imposing, but until Bane's crew gets some updated 3rd edition cards, not particularly usable. I know you can use the neutral deck, but the neutral deck kind of sucks. Anyway, you already had a preview of these. Let's get through these, but 3 miniatures, the Wave 1 of the Galaxy of the Guardians. It's early in the morning, I should point out. It's a lot earlier than I usually record these because it's nice and sunny. So anyway, you'll have seen Groot because of the painting video I did on him, hopefully. Not happy with how the base applied at all. My Basilicanum Grey is running out and it is pulling quite badly, so it has led to a mucky looking finish. Should have just done a much lighter tone and spread it out more, I feel. But as far as the contrast work I did on him, I'm happy with how he turned out. And again, it only took 15 minutes. So if you are looking to get Groot done to an okay standard at that kind of range, there's a video on it, go check it out. And then I did show off these two in the video. His partner, Rocket, he's helping get a little position. I'm actually very happy with how this one turned out, especially considering how small he is and how small the detail on his face is. Usually I just don't have the hand required. Got very lucky with how things balanced out here. And his gun, I made it look like how it did on the card rather than, no, the box rather than the card, because on the card I think it's pure silver, but I like the yellow, it kind of made it less kind of plain looking. His big flarking gun, as it's called, at least if you go by Marvel Universe rules. It doesn't have a name in Crisis Protocol as far as I'm aware. And then the leader, Star-Lord of the Guardians of the Galaxy faction. Flesh Tearers red for the cape. Talisar blue in the pants came out a bit too bright for my liking. Ultramarines blue I think would have been a better fit. Yandin yellow. I like how the smoke came out. That was Apothecary white contrast, and then while it was wet, a little bit of orange and yellow on top as well. And you can spin them around here. I just did plain silver for the element guns, because again, I'm not really sure what colour they're supposed to be. He turned out okay. I think if I'd done the pants a little bit darker, it would have came together a little bit better. It's a bit glaring, having the blue, yellow, red mix, but not too bad. And again, from a distance, looks okay. And we'll hopefully see them on the table sometime soon. So now a big bunch from God tier, one of which, Morrigan, you'll already have seen if you watched the first test battle report, which did have some rules wrong, but I'll go more into that once we actually record another one. But yeah, here's a better look at Morrigan with some better lighting. her ice-themed undead army or zombie army. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be zombies or skeletons. I painted them like they're skeletons, but they look a little bit zombie-like. So that is her herself, very imposing. I used Citadel's like snow effect paint on the base, and then it's a mixture of Ultramarines blue contrast with Aethermatic blue for the kind of like ghostly ice effect. So that's her banner, which you can place for points. And then her 5 minions, which are cold ones. No, cold bones, but I keep on calling them cold ones, even though that is not what they are. Cold ones sounds better than cold bones. But that's just me. It doesn't matter that they're all using different weapons, that's just for flavour. So as I finish showing off these cold bones, the next thing I'm going to show off is the banner and minions for Grimgut. I haven't finished painting Grimgut, I haven't actually started. I might be doing that later today because the weather's nice and I'll have good lighting for a painting video. But I decided to just show off his minions now because otherwise they're going to be sitting. Plus you'll see them in the next God Tier Battle Report as well. There it is with his axe. That's how all the cold ones came out. Did the same stuff for the base on all of them, again just the Citadel ice. So this is Grimgut's banner. It's a pot filled with melted humans and slugs and horribleness, so I used Nurgling's Rot Citadel paint on top of flesh tones, a little bit of green, Driver Silver over the black cauldron, and then I used, what's it called? It's not Modern Earth. It's like Modern Earth, but it's the sand coloured one, not the black one, for the base, to make it have like a cracked desert effect. And then these are truly horrible. In a good way, I mean. I'll talk more about them in the Grimgut video, or rather the colour scheme I'm going with for them. They're a little small, so it's hard to show, but they are just covered in the Nurgling slime, because I want Grimgut like spews these out. That's literally, it's called new spew. So I wanted them to be covered in mucus, kind of like, you know, if you try and hawk a loogie a bit too hard, there might be a little bit of snot or blood in there. I mean, I don't personally do that, but it's a thing that can happen. I like to imagine these are the end results for Grimgut. He leans a bit too heavily into hawking a loogie, and then the loogie is that. Again, I'm recording this very early in the morning, I apologise for giving you that mental image. So the last thing we have to show is a very spur of the moment thing, because I said I would never paint miniatures from the Resident Evil 2 board game. And I'm going to show off 3 of them now to you. Leon, Ada, and Giamigo, is that what it's called? The first boss from Resident Evil 2. The original Resident Evil 2, I mean, not the remake, where they were just an enemy in the sewer. So I just decided to paint these, because the reason I stopped covering the Resident Evil 2 board game is I got burnt out a little bit on it, because we were playing it digitally over my gaming channel, and we did all the scenarios. And the viewership wasn't that great for how much effort it was to set up and do these scenarios. I look back at them though, and like they quietly climbed quite high, views-wise. It might help that there's a Kickstarter currently going for the Resident Evil 3 board game. Like maybe people went looking for the Resident Evil 2 board game. But that kind of encouraged me to maybe want to go back, and I think I'd be more encouraged to go back and pick up where I left off on the campaign I was doing with Leon and Ada if it looked a little bit better. And I think it would look better, such as it is, if the miniatures were painted. Now the reason I didn't want to paint them in the first place is they're a little lacking in detail, especially around the face and whatnot. I'm actually very happy with how this turned out. But I think at the distance you'd see them, it's good enough. So this is a mix of like Guilliman flesh, and while it was still wet, mixed in some orange, some red, a little bit of wildwood on the back as well, just to try and get that horrible, disgusting colour it is in the game. Again, the original Resident Evil 2, not the new one. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. Be using the same kind of thing for like the liquors and the various forms of William Birkin if we get to them. And the other nice part is if I paint some neutral stuff like the corpses or maybe the doors, I'm not sure about the doors just yet, then I can also just immediately have those ready for the Resident Evil 3 board game, although that's not out until next year, sadly. But yeah, that's the Giamigo or G Spawn or whatever he's called, the first boss from the A campaigns in the original game. I'm happy with how him and Leon came out. Ada, which I know I already showed, but Ada, it's not even just the fact that her face lacks detail. I'm not too happy with how it turned out. I wish I'd used a slightly lighter tone for her skin, but I don't mean this way it sounds, but from behind I think she looks better. I think the shadow pulled perfectly in her dress. That was Agrax over the top of the contrast work, which was Flesh Tear red again, some grey for tights, black for the shoes, etc. So that is a lot of stuff I got done. Next time, there's going to be more God Tier. I'll show off Grimgut again, although he is going to get a separate painting video. Also going to show off, hopefully have them both done, Shale and Landslide, is that his name? Shale and, I've forgotten his name. His card is right here, hang on. Yeah, it is, I got it right. Shale and Landslide, aiming to have that done. A few more things ready for the Resident Evil 2 board game. If you've been missing the Resident Evil 2 board game, let me know, because I don't know why it kind of quietly climbed up in views, and I'm curious, because I don't think there was a lot of SEO involved. As for the Batman stuff, I don't know, I'm still waiting for the other half of my Birds of Prey order from before March. I'm giving up hope a little bit on that, and desire to play the game has been at an all-time low as a result. But we'll see what happens. Also, there are some Marvel Crisis Protocol releases apparently happening, despite the fact that Asmodee said every new release was delayed until June. So we might see them, along with some unboxings, but maybe painting videos. At the very least, once they're done, we'll have them here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little look, and I hope this also, if nothing else, encouraged you to get the paints out, because it's a great way to spend your time if you have nothing better to be doing right now. Thank you very much for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta for now.